Well, welcome back to Exotic Wine Travel. I am your host, Matthew Horkey.
Hi, I'm Shirin Tan.
Welcome back to the show. We're filming this while the world's going a little bit crazy right now, so just make sure wherever you are, you're staying healthy and safe.
Right? And drink lots of wine. It's good for you.
We're going to talk about some Australian wines today. And I am super excited because I love Australian wines. You grew up drinking Australian wines, right?
Yeah, I grew up drinking lots of Australian wine coming from Singapore. Been in Singapore, I drank a lot of Australian wine.
Yeah, it's so funny because we spend a lot of our time in Europe and people are curious about Australian wines because you don't see the high quality stuff making it to Europe all the time, right? Mm-hmm. What you got to understand is Australia makes enormous amounts of wine. Most people are familiar with yellowtail Shiraz, real cheap type of wines. But people in the fine wine world, what you really have to understand is that Australia, the small producers are really focusing on site-specific, terroir-driven wines. There's some of the oldest Grenache, Shiraz, Mourvedre vines in the world. And there's lots of cool climates. It's not just this big hot desert island. Lots of cool climate areas, right?
Yeah, I'm 100% with you. In fact, one of the best cool climate Grenache that I've had is actually from Australia.
That you love, the Suzette, right?
Yeah.
It was one of our favorite wines from a few years ago. So, anyways, we're getting into some wines from Victoria. And then specifically, a place called Strathbogie Ranges is tiny. I think there's only 600 hectares in the appellation. It was established in 1970. And Victoria, in the south of Australia, like right in the tip where Melbourne is, you got to understand there's a lot of cool climate stuff coming out of there. I personally love the wines from Yarra Valley. There's some great things coming out of the Macedon Ranges. I think Geelong, Gippsland, Mornington Peninsula, and even south of there, we did a big tasting of Tasmanian wines last year. Yeah. It was awesome, right?
I mean, it's not just a discovery of wines that you didn't expect them to taste the way that they do, but also you get a lot of value for money wine in that sense because a lot of these wines they don't have like a renowned international reputation.
Yeah.
So you really don't have to pay a lot for the high quality they offer.
So let's get into this. We've got this winery that I think is the biggest one in the Strathbogie Ranges. Yeah. This is Fowles Wine. They make, they're big time hunters. I guess they have a restaurant. I haven't been there yet, actually. They make wines they're specifically pairing with food. And we have two of their more premium wines today. You ready to taste some of these wines?
I'm really thirsty.
Okay, so let's start here. We have the Ladies Who Shoot Their Lunch. So it's Fowles Wine is the brand, is the name, is the winery. Ladies Who Shoot Their Lunch is the series of wine. This is the 2018 Wild Ferment Chardonnay, barrel fermented. You ready to get started?
Absolutely. I really like the name of the wine. It really shows this like countryside living.
Yeah.
I mean, I think they really meant it, right? Like ladies who shoot their lunch or hunt for their lunch, they actually go out to prepare food, and it kind of paints a picture of the countryside and where they are from.
Do you have a corkscrew to open these?
Wow, that's really tough. That's like new world technology.
Get it! Someone got the Aussie. Crack that bad boy open. Let's give this a go. You have to remember, people, even wine geeks, forget this. 2018 sounds super young. You got to remember, in the southern hemisphere, they label the vintage when they pick it. So they're picking at the beginning of 2018. So this is actually kind of like a 2017 wine up here. So let's give this a go. Chardonnay. Really widely planted in Australia. As I poured this, I could already smell it's pretty explosive coming out of the glass. Let's give a nice little straw yellow color. Let's give this a sniff. It's explosive. I can smell it. I can smell it from here. Let's see here.
But it's not like a stereotype new world wine, whatever people imagine, right?
Yeah. So I know that this is only partially malolactic fermentation. For users that aren't hardcore wine geeks, that's converting lactic acid into softer malic acid, gives this buttery note. There is a little bit of butter note going on.
Absolutely.
It's not overly pungent or explosive to me, right? I still have the melon, kind of the guava.
I think the aromatic complex, the aromatic intensity is there.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of that butter. It's not a butter bomb Chardonnay, but you do get a little bit of that.
I think it's essential actually for Chardonnay to have that sort of buttery.
A touch of grass too, at least a little bit. I know that this appellation is a little bit higher. I think it goes up to 1,000 meters. I don't know where the vines are planted along that range. Let's give this a go here. So what do you think?
I love the acidic structure. It's perfect. A perfect like match of malolactic fermentation. So malic acid and lactic acid. Sometimes it's not very important to talk about acidity when it comes to other wines, but I really think that Chardonnay, it's very essential to talk about both because you get your roundness, creaminess, richness, and then it finishes with this lemony, striking acidity, which I find in this wine. The end palate, in terms of persistence, is not exceptionally long, but I don't think it really matters in this regard as well because it's just a very balanced wine. It's a classic, nice, well-made Chardonnay.
I think it's really well made. It's super delicious. It's not for me. It's not like Grand Cru White Burgundy, but it doesn't. It's not trying to be that.
Doesn't have to
It's
be,
delicious. You have this kind of tangy acidity.
Absolutely.
Really enjoyable. I know that older vintages have been scored by Parker, by Venice before, not these newer vintages. So let me give this another shot.
So the label says Wild Ferment Chardonnay. I think it's important for some people to know that. 13.2% alcohol, very balanced.
13.2.
Yeah.
I think this is super delicious. This is really kind of the balance between somebody that wants that old school California butter style, because the smell gives that to you, but somebody that wants more acidity or strength, you can give it to both kind of palates because it brings together both worlds. It's not too big and fat on the palate. I really enjoy it.
I really enjoy it too.
To me, it's easily a wine that's going to score in the. I would be guessing that this score blind would be in the 90-point type range. I think it's really, really super enjoyable. Okay, let's move on. So, anything else you want to add on this?
I think it's important for people to know that these wines are available in the US and the UK.
Yeah.
That's the reason why we're doing a show on this because we want to only introduce practical wines to you that most of you are able to find.
Yeah, so I think they're in the $25-$30 range. So
US dollar.
Yeah,
right?
so they're more premium, not super expensive. What Australia is most famous for, we have the ladies who shoot their lunch Wild Ferment Shiraz from 2017. Want to get the corkscrew out?
Don't get old, you know.
Okay. I looked at the website. This vintage of Shiraz, they had to pick into late April. And if you equate that into the Northern Hemisphere terms, that's like picking into late October.
Right.
So it must have been a cooler vintage. Let's see if it's Shirazi or it's more Syrah-y. We're looking at an alcohol of 14.2.
I should want a little bit more.
Let's give this a go. Not explode what people think of typical humongous blackberry plum Shiraz. This is like a lot of blueberry to me.
I think also that's important when you think about Shiraz from Australia. It's very important to not just kind of create a typecast and talk about Australian Shiraz, but really understand the climate. I think it's more accurate to talk about cool climate, warm climate, this sort of thing, and understand the growing condition.
Both the wines not too oaky. That's what I like it all. Both the wines definitely not too oaky. What do you get? I get blue fruit.
For me, it's quite candid for me on the nose.
Black raspberry. Oh, it's ripe? Too ripe? Or?
No, it's just candid. I don't think being candid really indicates that it's too ripe. I mean, it's not compote or whatever.
Pepper. I definitely get pepper. Do you get floral aspects or not?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay, let's give this a little bit of a go.
This definitely feels very new world Shiraz to me.
Can you explain that to people, for people that don't know what?
I mean, it's just more clarity, very fruit driven. The tannins are more polished. I wouldn't say that it's too ripe because it's not really compote or burnt. It has a lot of nuances still from a cooler weather, but there's just clarity, a very clean wine, and very, very fruit driven.
For me, ISA, maybe because it's maybe we've been, we always in Europe so long. I'm really actually really enjoying this wine right now. Lots of fruit, like I said, blueberries, black raspberries, red raspberries. If I put pepper over top, it's ripe. The tannins are really nice. They're not too astringent. I think it's really enjoyable wine.
I'm not talking about the residual sugar, but there is a lot of sweetness in this wine as well, which indicates for me more phenolic ripeness and of a New World style of Shiraz. Yeah.
So are you not enjoying this right now?
If I have to score it, I will score it well, but this is not my kind of Shiraz, to be honest.
Okay, for me, I'm really enjoying it right now. Actually, I like Syrah, obviously. It's nice to taste some Australian Shiraz, not too big, not too fruity. If I were to score, I would score probably 90 plus. I think I like it a tad better than the Chardonnay.
Sure. Yeah.
And check this out. I think this would go, actually, you think this is in their ladies who shoot their lunch series. Would this go well with game meats?
Absolutely, I definitely, absolutely think so. I would even think about like wild game meat, roasted meat, which would go very well because it's got a lot of sweetness, a lot of explosiveness on the palate to go well.
You think it'll go well with our blood sausage tonight?
I would definitely think so. In fact, I think I'll like it a lot better with food.
Okay.
I think it's a good wine. Okay, by the way, it's just whether you're in the mood for it and what you're getting yourself into. And I'm not really the kind of person who drinks a lot of fruity Shiraz, yeah.
Okay.
It's really nice.
Enjoyable wines. Check out these wines from Fowles Wine. I'll put links in the description box. We don't have affiliate connections or anything like that. Just I think if you want to get into some more higher quality Australian wines, these are a good place to start. Check out just explore some of the wines from Victoria. I think you'll find some really good stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
So guys, take it easy. Remember, explore. Try new things. And if you like this video,
please subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Exotic Wine Travel. I will see you
at the next episode.
Bye.